Confess me, Father, I must go away to save us from the ones who don't believe. Confess me, Father, I have sinned, but maybe angels really sing for the man who would be king.
Well, hello, hello. I am back. Uh, and the reason why I'm not playing games is because if you watched the last stream, my mouse was dying. And guess what happened when I was about to start stream? Yeah, literally Sunday. Yeah, I was gonna say the next day. Uh, it just died. It just straight up died on me. So that was cool. Luckily, thankfully, I was able to get an extra one. But I am going to have to buy another one, mainly because the one I was given is kind of tight. It works. It works, but yeah, it it's just tiny. It's just I'm gonna cramp my hand if I play uh, a game for too long with this mouse, unfortunately. So we might just do some watch party stuff just until I can get a new mouse, which should be soon. It's just unfortunate because I can't even. I'm not gonna eat. I can't even play Fallout because this mouse is just kind of wonk. It is not a gaming mouse. That's for certain. Well, maybe. Well, I guess I can't say that. It's not bad, but just my hand. My hands are too big. God damn it. Mouse is too small, or my hands are too big. So, gonna have to go buy a new mouse. I just haven't had the. Also, just the problem, I just haven't had the time to go get one. So, been too busy with some personal stuff. Which if I get into it, it's gonna just bring the mood down. So I'm not. So just that's all I'll say. It's a it's a mood downer. So I need something to uplift me. So I have not seen part 6, but I will say I have read part 6 when part 5 of the anime finished. Um, I got to the poison rain frog scene with heavy weather, and I don't know the reason why I just didn't continue it. I think it's just, again, I just life decided to make me too busy and deal with life shit. So you know, I don't know how far into part 6 that is. So we'll find out, right? Um, what else? What else? First, though, I gotta make this stream video because I'm not saving the stream of me watching JoJo's. I can't do that. So we're gonna make a little playlist or tier list playlist. Um, I thought it would be fun to like make a tier list of all the characters from 1 through 5 before I start part 6, right? Just to kind of give you an idea of what kind of characters I prefer, right? Um, so first off, maybe we should let's just start at the bottom, right? Um, it's just because I'm doing this because I'm in a JoJo's mood, and the fact that Part 7 is about to be animated is makes me a little excited to get back into JoJo's. I would probably say JoJo's is one of my top 3 animes. So, Wheel of Fortune. Uh, and I didn't binge, I kind of just watched. A little embarrassing. Maybe not really, but I watched other people watch JoJo's. Because I'm really bad at rewatching shit. So, the Wheel of Fortune. Um, he was a funny character, villain. Uh, a funny little reference to Stephen King's Carrie. I think that's the name. Um, where would I put him? I don't know who would be an F tier, to be honest, because I don't think there's a single F tier character. Because I've been rewatching these parts over and over again lately, so mainly because I just was like, oh, again, personal life shit. I just was doing other stuff, so I was like, during that time, I was just watching shit. Unfortunately, it's like not playing anything. Unfortunately, just whatever. Downer. I'm not gonna talk about it. Um, okay, that's a little better. Um, trying to think. Does there is? I guess there's a good moment with like the sumo wrestling moment with Kakyoin and Jotaro, and then you get the little funny fourth wall break. Um, again, also unique stand. I think he's like a C at least. Mm. Uh, maybe yeah, because his character, you didn't even know what his character is. There's there's a lot of characters in here whose characters and stands are very cool. So his stand is at least cool, so he's not F. I think that's maybe that's what it is. If the character and the stand is kind of just which I don't know. Oh, wait, hold on. There might be one character, but we'll see. We'll see when we get to them. Um, I won't lie. These two I kind of get mixed. Wait, where's the other guy? Did they just leave him out? Did they just say because you don't see? Oh, you know what? Yeah, I think they say because he gets murdered like pretty much instantly. He doesn't have a character. There's kind of no point in um. I guess yeah, putting him on here. Um. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I think D. I think he just doesn't do anything. He's just kind of there, right? Which maybe at that point is F. There's a point where I kind of even don't really know his name. Hmm. It's like Machina or something like that. Um. Ooh, yeah. I said I didn't think I was gonna say any character was. I'm trying to be as fair as possible. I guess he's. Yeah. I can't say he's F. He's not horrible though. Because he's not like a bad or annoying character, and he serves somewhat of a story purpose. So it's like you know this guy. I don't remember his name. They don't say any of these guys' names that much, so a lot of the Part Five villains I don't. There's only a few of the Part Five villains I remember. Weirdly, I think his stand is cool, and I think he gives us the torture dance. So I would say at least C, right? Kind of a cool stand, kind of a nothing of a character, right? You don't really get to see his character, but he gives us the passion or the torture dance, which is funny, right? So, ooh, there here he is. Here's my boy. I love me Baron Zeppeli. Oh, you see, I might be a little biased, but this is a character I knew for two episodes, right? And when he died, he made me cry. Like that's kind of insane. Nah, he's a great character. Like he's funny. He serves a purpose to the story. He has a lot of cool moments. I'm also just a sucker for teacher characters. Uh, Yeah, I think that's all. Um, who else? All right, well, Wamu. Ooh, because these are some of my like these again. Honestly, probably my favorite character in all of part two. Because I still don't like Joseph. ACDC is cool, but Wamu A serves a purpose to the story, is a driving force for the main characters, has a great final, well, yeah, great final battle between the between the main character, and all around is just like an amazing character, in my opinion, with being like the whole honorable warrior type. And I'm also a sucker for that that kind of type of character. So Vanilla Ice, this guy, this lunatic, unironically, his stand is very cool. His stand is cool. His character, hmm, I would say A tier, because I think his character is kind of. I get the point of his character is to be like a nothing void. Like again, the stand kind of represents the character, as in he's a nothingness of evil, right? Like I don't know if that's weird to say that. Like his mind is pretty much an empty void of darkness, right? So really cool stand though, and the fact that it gives like a we get a really cool like stand vampire fight for the you know main boss is also really cool. Uh, Also giving character moments and also being one of the only villains or minor villains to take out characters, right? Trish. Ooh. Might be a little controversial, but I like Trish. Just trying to think, because she doesn't really. Because she's like the goal, right? But once she gets her. I like her story, though. And her stand is very cool. But yeah, she kind of just is there. I wish she was. I wish she had more moments. She had one moment, and then that was kind of it. But I guess she had the. Well, I don't even really call it a moment. She had the one moment with like during the Diablo fight at the end. I might come back, but I think C is fine for me. Uh, I won't lie. Part 4 character names are also will also kind of, especially these kind of these villains right here. I kind of don't remember these. Uh, I just know he's like Flytrap or something like that. I think a cool moment. The stand is super dumb, but I think that's kind of the point, right? And it gives us a cool moment with the alien, and all three of them. I would say, at least giving us a scene with the alien and whatnot, eh, and they have to work with Akioso and Josuke has to work with them. Nishi, I know it's like Nishiki or something like that. Um, yeah, you know what? Yeah, he serves the story purpose as well. Uh, I think C. Well, at that point, I might put Trish at B. Definitely going to reorganize these as we go. So Tom Petty. Um, he kind of okay. He's more of a side background character. Hmm. But he's better than Machina, in my opinion. Mainly because he has cooler moments, so that helps. Yeah, yeah, I like that. He has cool moments. He's still kind of just a minor background character, but the fact that he is integral to like Zappelli's background does put him higher than Machina. Tony, um, A tier. Great character, probably one of my favorite episodes of Part 4. Uh, kind of like where like pretty cool stand in the sense of it just being a healing stand as well, but for with food. I'm really thinking of putting him in this S tier because I don't think there's anything wrong, but I'm just trying to think of like why he wouldn't be an S. Cause I guess the only thing is like he only shows up once, really, in that episode. But it is it's such a good episode though. Hmm. You know, to the point where I might move Vanilla Ice down with Trish, because yeah, this is like cool stand, kind of meh character, whereas this is kind of cool stand, like or pretty cool stand, pretty cool character. Probably, yeah, that's kind of the only problem is that he only shows up once, but I don't know if that's a bad thing because again, he's not like a fighter. Um, the mom, Josuke's mom. Honestly, great. I think C tier, right? I think they're better than Machina. It's kind of the point where it's like, are you better than Machina, in my opinion? Because I think Machina is kind of the worst background character. And it's kind of my problem is I don't really like part two that much. I liked Wamu. And when I think of Machina, I'm like, he kind of just serves nothing to the story besides him. Like after he becomes a teacher, he serves like nothing to the story. Unfortunately, to the point where it kind of wouldn't have mattered if he did die when Wamu attacked his arm, he chopped off his arm. Uh, And he doesn't really have any cool moments. That's also the problem. If he had some cool moments, that'd be fine. Like the only cool, I mean, cool. It's not really even that cool. It's just it's a funny moment with Caesar, with him training Caesar in the while Jonathan was fighting ACDC. So other than that, he kind of is just there. You know, at least she is relevant to the story and shows up multiple times. Like maybe it's like, well, what about Tonio? Yeah, but it's hit again. I think I'm a little biased because I'm very biased to the fact that that is probably one of my favorite episodes of Part Four. Uh, but yeah, she's like great when she's on screen. I don't think uh and she's usually kind of funny whenever she's on screen. Besides, like the moment with the paper guy. Uh, yeah. Oh, these two. I know they're all based around like foods and stuff. I'm not gonna remember. I think this is the. I'm kind of glad I rewatched these because I probably would not have remembered these guys what they do. Um, this is Talking Heads, right? Uh it's kind of rough because they're together. Oh wow, these guys together are really good. But I guess when you separate them, I don't know. I don't know what their character is when you. Uh, I guess you don't. I don't know. If you separate them, it's kind of why you have to pair them. I feel like. Hmm. I would at least say C tier for both of them. His stand's kind of cool, but the character. It's good. They're good. They're good characters, and they give us a good moment for the gang. Uh, but other than that, they're kind of meh. Yeah, I'm just like thinking like compared to Vanilla Ice, they're like that's what I'm trying to say. And then like Wamu and that it's just like yeah, they're not them. Is what I'm is Yu-Gi-Oh wannabe. I don't remember the character, but I just know like this character is definitely designed to be a Yu-Gi-Oh character. Um, I would say B. I think he is at least more interesting than all these guys because he has a little bit more screen time. I think his whole thing with like the fear stuff is cool. His stand is very cool. Mysterio, whatever his name is. Uh, and the fact he's one of the few characters who actually dies technically. Is very cool. So he's interesting. His stand is kind of cool. He has a cool stand ability. His character is at least a bit more feels fleshed out than a good chunk of Part Five's character villains. Um, yeah, but he's definitely not like again, but his character is still not as good as like Wamu's Zappelli Antonio, right? Well, still a little biased Antonio. The fake captain, Dark Blue Moon. Um, I think also kind of he's okay. He's C tier, right? He's like one of the few first villains you meet in part three. Uh, gives us the classic Starfinger. But I think his stand is kind of because the problem is his stand is lame as fuck. anywhere other than the water. Or if it's not in the water, it's kind of useless, it seems. So to that point, I might move this guy up to B. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He moves up because I think he does a lot more to this. Cool stand, cool like fight, gives us a little cool mystery, gives us the torch. Like, yeah, I think he gives us a lot more than some of these characters do. He gives us Starfinger. Uh, um, but other than that, his stand is like, yeah, it's cool looking. I again, I'm not gonna diss any of the stands looks because they all look very cool in my opinion, or at least a good chunk of them. Uh, yeah, I think that's a perfect place for him. Darby the Younger. Oh, I like somehow moved Jonathan up, which that's not where he's going. He's going up here. I a little biased and I love part one, so and that's all I'm gonna say. Jonathan is my golden little child, and I love him. Wait, what? Where did Darby the Younger go? Wait, Darby the Younger just disappeared. The hell? Wait, where did Darby the Younger go? What the fuck? Let me see if I can see it. Oh yeah, he's right there. Okay. He's like moved for some reason. Um. Yeah, I think easily A tier. I think his stand's very. I mean, I think him. Here, where's his brother? Because I think him and his brother are probably one of the few best episodes of part three. Where where is he? Um. Oh, is this the other guy? Don't tell me this is the. I think this is the other guy. Damn. Okay, they both can go in D tier. Actually, damn. This guy kind of just serves to train Joseph and just dies, unfortunately. I think that is probably the worst character. Where is Darby? Wow, I am just blind. Holy shit, where is he? Oh, he's right there. Both A tier. Oh, to the point where I do like Darby's a lot more, but because it includes more of the characters. I think Darby the older is S tier, where Darby the younger is A tier. Yeah. Also, the fact that Darby almost does team wipe is crazy. This fucker. His stand's kind of lame, but I get what it's supposed to be. Yeah, I think he's kind of a D tier character. He's there for that one funny moment for when with Josuke using the alien as dice. But other than that, he has that moment with Koichiki, then gets hit, gets fucking bashed over the head with a brick. You know what? I can't feel I can't put him next to Machina. Cause at least he is. I think is at least C tier because at least the things he's at least more relevant to the story and has more moments than Machina. Tarkus. I think he's a B tier. He's a great villain. Honestly, a minor villain. He's just all about strength and just brutality. I think it's pretty great. The cat. I think you know what, C tier. What? Nah, because the stand's pretty cool. So I think at least B tier, and it's just a cat plant stand. which is very cool. So there's not really much you can do in this way. Well, no, they gave. I mean, I think that's a little unfair. They gave Iggy a personality. Well, no, the cat's actually the cat is kind of like the Iggy, but just the villain Iggy. So you know what? I actually give. I'll put for creativity. I think A, at least. And the fact that you get the cool moment with it almost killing the main villain of the story. I think that fact, yeah, pushes it up. Suzy Q. Is this Suzy Q and old Suzy Q, or I guess it is just count. So I'm just gonna count all of it. At that point, she's better than. Just a slightly better than Josuke's mom and these characters, right? Just because I think I like the moments with her in part 3 a lot. And the moment with her in part 2 is very, very memorable and very sweet between her and Jonathan, or Joseph. So I just like them a lot more than these guys. So to that point, I might move him up as well. Stroheim. A sucker for Switch Chrome a robot. He kind of technically is a robot. I guess cyborg, zombie cyborg, in a way. He's very cool. Unfortunately a Nazi, but still very cool. And he's just very unique. Straight so. Is this Vampire Straits as well? I think it is, yeah. I think that is actually just Vampire Straits right there. No, well, I can't tell. I guess I can't tell. I guess if we get to them, then maybe I'll change. But usually they have them right next to each other, so. A tier. I think his character is more fleshed out than these characters down on B tier. The fact that it also helps that he's in part 1, right? Which again, part 1, not much. He's as much of a side character as Ton Petty, unfortunately. But then in part 2, he becomes like a minor villain. And then like part of the background of Lisa, which is very cool. So to that point, maybe I would just put him right here. Yeah, because he is kind of like another teacher. He's like a weird villain teacher role. Yeah, because I'm just thinking of like, because Tarkus is also really good. I mean, B tier is not bad, right? But I'm just trying to think, is he Stroheim good? No. Yeah. you don't really see his character at all. So Steely Dan, um, very very fun villain to hate, honestly. So I would put him up to A tier. You get a weird instance where you see the ability to shrink down stands. Uh, get a cool episode of, well, technically two, but you get the cool scene of Jotaro beating the ever living life out of him. It's just another fun villain to hate. And the fact that he's like, well, I'm going to use my. I know I'm weak, so I'm going to kind of use that or learn from that. And I like that. This is old Speedwagon, part 2 Speedwagon. He's B. Actually, nah, he's A. Nah, he's A tier. I kind of want to put him in S though, because part 2 Speedwagon is really good. Well, no, I think A. A tier is good. Uh, this is a hard one. No, ooh. Honestly, I might have to put Stroheim at S, because yeah, he's just that good. Unfortunately, in my opinion. And yeah, I feel comfortable with this. I think Speedwagon both parts is just really good. I think they're both A tier. Smokey. I think Smokey's great, and he gives us a lot of good moments for the story. I think he's B tier. I think he's not as good as Speedwagon. Actually, you know what? No. Hmm. Yeah, I think B tier. Oh. Actually, you know what? Because he shows up less. But he gives us a lot of good moments, and he is just a good character. To a point I don't feel comfortable putting him. Before I kind of feel like I also put her up in B tier. Uh Yeah, I don't like putting him in F tier. And I'm like, he's not a bad character. It's just the fact you see him in one instance, and then you never see him again because it's a training monologue or a montage, and then he's dead. So, uh, let me think on these because, yeah, I might move him down. Cause yeah, he kind of just sucks a little bit. I think he's a good villain for Kochki, but other than that, yeah, he's not that great. Um, or that will make me feel like I can bring these characters down a bit because I don't think they're B tier, but they're not bad, right? Oh, and I do like this stand a lot, so I might move him up as well. Yeah, okay, yeah, I like that a little bit more. Invisible Baby. C tier. Action. Honestly, I'd say B tier because funny moments and shows up a lot more and is helpful to the story. So more than almost is a lot probably mad, but more than older Joseph. So or which makes which I'm not it's whatever. Oh, this character. It's the wife to the killer. I think C tier. I think it's a very sad and interesting dynamic that she brings. Um, I think he's an A tier character. I think this character is hated on but just because he's a child and is so annoying and lame. But his stand's cool. He gives you a very he basically is the Kakyoin of this part, right? Where he gives you the final clue to the villain. Um, Chocolata, another A. I think is an A tier villain. Where's the other guy? I think these both are both great A tier villains. Honestly, they're such evil fucking bastards, and they're kind of a great dynamic in each character. The fact that you get their characters pretty much fleshed out, I don't see who might put them in S tier, honestly. I think these are probably the two best. Actually there's two more. Also, their stands are really cool. Uh, yeah, I like that. Probably, yeah. Two of the four best minor villains of Part 5. Santana, um, C. I think he's fine. He's a good he's a good introduction to the Pillar Men and what they can do, right? But other than that, he's kind of like a nothing character, which is like the point. This is the what's his name? I forgot what the Stan's name is, but Stan's power is very cool. I would at least put him in B tier. Yeah, let's put him next to his partner. I think because I don't really know what their character is besides just wanting to kill the other guy, right? But he does have a cool moment, and he has a really cool stand power. So, Yellow Temperance. He's kind of a nothing villain. I I think he's cool. His stand is kind of whatever. Sorry. Um, Other than that, not really sure what you. I guess his character is kind of funny. He's like, I'm beautiful, but that's kind of his whole character. So, yeah, C tier. Rohan. I mean, do I really need to say anything? Easily S tier character. Uh, Raimi. Ooh. A tier. I don't think she's S, but I think she's definitely A tier. Definitely one of the best side characters besides Speedwagon of any part, in my opinion. Oh, here they are, right here. The other two S tier characters. Like these four are probably the best minor villains of the whole part. Uh, I don't really remember what this guy's name was. I think he's cool. Black Sabbath is really cool. But other than that, he kind of is there to start the journey, right? Well, I think he's at least. You know what? Nah, I think that's unfair. I think his character's at least a lot more interesting than the rest of these characters. Ooh, and to that point, I think Tom Petty is at least more interesting of a character than Strato and them. That's a little bit more of a bias towards me and being I like teacher characters. And at that point, I might also put Strato up there as well. So, let's see. Oh, part 5, Paul. I think the problem with part 5, Paul, is he is just there. So, I mean, he gives you Requiem, right? So that's cool. Yeah, I think C. He kind of is just there, unfortunately. Now, part 3, Paul. Easily. Easily S tier character, honestly. I mean, I don't really need to say anything. He is like pretty much the main character of part 3. So, is that Poco? Um, you know what? He's better than Machina, so he's going in C tier. That's again still the measurement as like a minor secondary character. Pet shop. Um, I think B tier. I think Pet Shop, for Bert's ice user. I think that's interesting. Gives Iggy a moment. Other than that, he's just Killer Bird, right? So, Jonkin Kid. Um, I'm a little conflicted because I do like the episode. His stand is also cool. Um, I think it's, I think B. I think C. I think he's not as good as Pet Shop and these other characters. I think he's funny. I think the moments with Rohan are great. I think for being just kind of a funny moment, I think I think he gets moved up a bit. Akiyasu, my boy, my baby, my sweet dumb baby boy. S tier. I mean, he's kind of he's basically the Polnareff, but he doesn't overtake the story. Josuke still is the main character of the story, which is it's funny. Yeah, Akiyosu doesn't even really show up in part 4 that much, but to that point where am I moving down? I love him, but I mean, whenever he shows up, he's really good though. So Yeah. And it's real smart that he made, cause which is the problem with Avdol, and reason why he couldn't really kind of quote unquote kill them off, is because he couldn't figure out any interesting ways to use his powers, which is, it makes sense because it's just like, what do I do besides just burning the opponent? Um, I think that's what happens with Kakyoin, right? Because it's like, at what point, what do you do besides making him like either do the three things he does: Emerald Splash, do his little thing with his feet, or go inside someone, right? And that's kind of the problem with Kakyoin as well. The thing with Kakyoin though is that his state is strong, so. Excuse me. Oingo. It's either Oingo or Bungo. I don't remember. Gives us a funny moment, but his stand's kind of meh, right? He just is a shapeshifter. This guy. Yeah. He's he's kind of there. He gives us a funny moment, but he kind of sucks. I guess, I might move these all up because I'm gonna say this Meshina is probably one of the worst. I can't. Again, he's not bad, but he is just there. He doesn't really do anything when he is there. So. I mean, he at least serves a purpose to show off Dio's time stop. He at least serves a purpose for Rohan and them in that scene for the alien. He gives us funny little moments, so yeah. They are not as bad as Meshina. The dad. I like him. I think he's a great character. He gives us a little connection to part 3, right? So he's the connective tissue between part 3 and part 4. So that's kind of the reason why the arrows are a part of the story. So that is good. Yeah, I like that. Oh, risotto. Easily S tier. Probably one of, again, I guess he's the boss of all these guys. Great moment with the final villain, right? Then gets third partied. God. What a great moment. And his stand is very cool. And Duel. Honestly, A tier. A very good villain. cool stand actually takes down a member of the team. Honestly, a blind stand user who's like just everything about him is very cool and unique, and I like that. Narancha, easily S tier. I don't think I need to see. If you know, you know. He is basically the second main character of part 2. Part 5. It was a Bug Eaton or whatever his name is. I'd say he's B. Right? Cool stand, gives us a cool moment with Josuke and Jotaro, gives us a cool teaching moment for Jotaro. Yeah. Mista. I love Mista. He's a great character. He is basically the Paul Neref of the party, right? Again, actually, I think I would say, oh, so interesting. Where's where's Bruno? Yeah, I guess I gotta move these down because, or do I? Can there be multiple S tier characters? I say there can, actually. But maybe that's what should make it special, right? I should limit this to maybe 2 characters per part. You know, I'll do that. Or 3. Because Dio in part 1 is easily an S tier villain. Right? Like Tapelli, Jonathan, and Dio. I guess the reason why you wouldn't say Zappelli. You know what? I would actually, say Zappelli in A. Mainly because he's there to teach you. His moments in there. The moments he has are so good, though. Yeah, but he's only there for a little bit. So I would probably move him down. Yeah, you know what? Just stick it to 2 for S tier. To that point, I'd move Darby down. Because A tier's not bad. And I love Mista, but I think Narancia is just much. I like Mista better than Narancia, but I think Narancia is definitely the better character of part 5. Mista or Narancia and Bruno are definitely the main characters of part 5. Uh, um, it's so good. It's so strange because there are so many. These villains are so good. Uh, But at that point, you know what? Being in A tiers isn't that bad though. Yeah, I like that because I want to keep. Yeah, yeah, these are B tier. Okay, I'm liking this. That point where I feel comfortable putting these back up here. also suck. It's no, I think they're fine. Maybe I'll move them later. Oh, Mark. Ooh. You know, he's more he's more he gives us a better moment than Machina. Yeah, because new characters gives me a little new some new standards on where I should put characters. Um, yeah, that there for now. So I move these characters up a bit. Then I'll be right back. Alright, just testing some stuff. Now, let's get back to it. Okay, Maria. Um, I think A tier. I really don't think I need to say anything. I think the fact what she brings to the what she brings to the story is just, you know, she's great. Evil Baby Death 13, also A tier. Lady, the lady. She's great. I'm trying to think because Paul Nerf Part 5 Paul Nerf isn't bad, but he is just kind of there. I'm just trying to think of there's just really good moments with these side characters too, so well, I think I mean, I'll rearrange them as I go. So Lisa, easily A tier. Koichiki, easily another A tier character. Kira, I mean, yeah, I don't think I need to say anything. Easily S tier villain. Uh, I don't remember what this guy's name is. Um, his stand's very cool though. And his story is pretty cool. I'd be giving B. Yeah, I don't think Santana's that bad though. And for comedy's sake, I think he's at least B. Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to think. Paul. Paul, I think is the best C tier, and I'm just trying to think. Yeah, he's also C tier. Also C tier. Yeah. Cars. A tier. Maybe I'll have three. I'll probably have three up here, but for two for right now. Then once it will have to be some of one of the A tiers to move up. But for right now, we'll wait. Just for right now, just two. Um, Kakyoin. Easily also one of the best. Well, I put him in A tier. I Here's the thing. Where is he? I'm just gonna put him right there, right now. I think Avdol's S tier character. Him and Paul Nerif are probably. Avdol is my favorite character. Paul Nerif is just a great character in general. I also like Paul. I mean, I don't think there's a single Part 5 main cast I don't like, to be fair. Now, here we are. Jotaro, Part 4. I really like Part 4 Jotaro. I like the teacher role he kind of brings on in Part 4. Rewatching Part 3. I really like Jotaro in Part 3. I think he's uh, definitely not the main character of his own story, which I kind of like. I don't know. I kind of like that. Josuke, another A tier character. Um, Here he is, old Joseph. You know what? I might just have all the Josephs in A tier because all of them are good. Um, this guy, the name is on tip of my tongue. I just can't remember. Jay Guile. Um, Another A tier villain. Just a great villain to just hate. Mirror Man. Honestly, cool enough to be an A tier. I like his mirror stuff, and it gives the fact that it gives Fugo a chance to shine once in the whole show. Iggy, I think is an A tier. Yeah, yeah, right. Yeah, I think A tier. Ending of Part 3 gives Iggy such a strong, I guess, ending uh, to his character. It's so good. Oh, old. Why is? Wait, why is? Oh no, no, no. That's Holly. I don't know why I was like. Alt Q. B tier. Along with all the other side characters, they're all great. Whole Horse, A tier. I think there's a good chunk of A tier part 5. I think, think I've said this before, but part 5 has a lot more villains that I like. Maybe because it's longer, so it's a little unfair. But, uh, ooh, this guy. Um, yeah, he's kind of the same thing with this guy, where he's kind of got just shitty. He's kind of just a shitty character. And his stands kind of whatever. And to the point where his stand gets destroyed. So, this character. I can't believe I forgot the kid's name. Um, A tier. Kind of crazy how this kid is like, yeah, alongside pro two of the best side characters. I think all in all the parts so far. Tower of Gray. I think he's fine. Gives a cool little scenario on a plane and gives a little funny plane crash reference. Um, Giorno. A lot of people don't like Giorno. I like Giorno a lot. Honestly, to the yeah. I don't think. Yeah, but again, a little biased because I like Jonathan a lot. To the point where I like Giorno's stand a lot. So does well, the problem with part one is that Jonathan is. I mean, there's not a lot of characters to like, so you know, it's a little unfair. Giashio. I think it's just like the problem is that the other characters shine so much brighter than the main character, which I like. I maybe it's just me, but I like that. Giachio. I think he's a great villain. Gives us a good moment with Bruno and Giorno, right? So, damn, it's going on for 2 hours. Goddamn, it's a long playlist or playlist. I said that before too. Tier list. 2 hours, so I don't want to spend too much more on this. Um, Strength. B tier. They're not as bad. They're not as bad as these two. So ACDC. A tier. Actually, to the point where I think Cars is a B tier villain. I think he's very cool up until his weird switch at the end. I know he's not like the honorable type, but like he wasn't weirdly tricky like this until the ending. So it was just weird. Uh Arena. Honestly, A tier character. And Yeba, A tier. She's great. Doppio, also A tier. I'm just trying to go through this as fast as possible. I'm not going to be able to explain it as easily because I'm getting drained at the moment, as in my tiredness level. So I don't end up been spending about 2 hours on this. So, goddamn. Uh, Dyer, he's B tier. Abaccio, man. Ooh, it sucks, cause yeah, I think A tier. Part 3 DL. Just throw him in A tier for now. Yeah, because I don't think Part 3 DO is even S tier, honestly. Diavolo. Contrary, I like Diavolo a lot. It's just Diavolo is just uh, hard to understand as a character, what he is. So I understand why people would put him lower. Uh, I'm not gonna explain that right now. And if you want to learn that, then you can do that in your own time. Maybe I'll explain it later. But right now, I don't have the energy to. So, this guy. Honestly, yeah. See, because he's just there. But he at least serves a point to the story. More so than Machina. Kira, Red Hot Chili Peppers, another A tier. Let's see. Um, I think A tier. His stance cool. His character is kind of great, easy to hate, right? So, is this just the turtle? Uh, Ace turtle, I guess. I don't know. He's I guess B tier. Caesar, easily easily A tier. Honestly, you know what? I'm just gonna do right now for the third one for him. This guy, he should easily be the S tier. Um, I forgot what his name was, but I think he's. Oops, no, wrong guy. Oh, wait, where'd he go? What the hell? Probably move him down a little bit. Of course, Speedwagon. You know what? He's great in part one. I think he easily deserves the S tier spot. But personally, though personally, my S tier would be, where is he? He's just up here. Ugh. Alright, part 2 1, part 2, part 3. What's a good part 3? What's a villain? It's an S tier villain. Ironically, I think Vanilla Ice is pretty great. Though, personally, not my S tier villain though. Personally, what do I think is an S tier character? Yeah, let me think about that. Part four. I can't think of any. I really like JoJo in part four, but also I think I really do like Josuke. Part five. Um, it's a good S tier villain. I know these. Sucks. It's weird because pairing these. Diavolo on his own is kind of weak, and so is. Weak as in, I mean, if you just don't, I don't know. It's hard to say that because I like Diablo a lot in concept of a as a character, and in like, well, I don't know how to explain this because it's like, because here's my counter to this. How is Diablo any? I think Diablo is better than Dio in part three. So, but I still think Dio is great. Let's see. Oh, I do like Doppio though a lot. I'm gonna put Doppio S tier. I think Doppio is an S tier villain. You know what? Ooh. You know, Risotto. You know what? I like Risotto a lot more though. My little goth edgy boy in Metallica stand. Too bad this was, when Metallica was seemed cool and not what they are now. And that's how I'll remember it. uh, that's why I don't have any Metallica songs because they will sing about anti-corporation and shit, but then we'll do the most corporate shit ever. It's just like, yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Anywho, let's see. Part three, I don't have a part three guy. Ooh, where's J Guile? Unironically, I like J Guile as a villain more than Dio. The whole interaction of these characters is just so good. Yeah, I think this just goes to show. I do think Kira is the best main villain of any. I just like part four a lot. The fact that I like the main villain, the fact that I like the main character, and the fact that I do like, I mean, the main Joe Bro practically. I think, I guess, Kaku Koichiki. You know, aren't I have to start with the same letter, and kind of sound similar. Interesting. uh, I guess Raw. What is Rawhide? Rawhide would be the I guess Avdol, huh? Maybe that's also what you know. That is why. You know what? Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Um, yeah, that's it. I think this is the tier list as of right now. I'll probably sort them out later. Um, maybe I don't know. 2 hours and 30 minutes. God damn, it is a big ass fucking tier list. God. Good content though. I mean, you could definitely gonna go on YouTube. Maybe I'll reorder this later when I'm, a lot more awake. Because right now I'm still. I'm not tired, but I'm a bit on the downside, so. Yeah. Look at that tier list. Isn't it beautiful? Anywho. I'm gonna have. So this is the part where I'm gonna have to say. I have to do this stuff, or this little beginning stream, to then end it and start another stream because I can't save this stream if I then start watching JoJo's. So you know, I'm going to be watching JoJo's now. I will then first end stream and then restart the stream immediately. And then I will begin watching JoJo's. I'll just download it. Alright, there we go. Now, let's see. Turn this. No, let's just play. It's fine. It's not that loud, I don't think. I think I'm overpowering it anyways, so. Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna try to do this every Wednesday. I know it's Thursday, but again, like I said, I was busy with other stuff. So we're going to watch a few episodes of JoJo's Part 6. And I'm excited because, like I said, I've read the manga up until Heavy Weather Report. And that was like what? That was a long time ago. That was like 8-ish years ago, I think. So Actually, it was 7 to 6-ish years ago. So I don't remember much. I probably remember little bits and pieces from the manga, but man, I want to let the song play out because it's such a good song. But we're not going, unfortunately. Um, yeah. So I'm gonna end this stream. Nice little 2 hour and 30 minutes, and then we're going to be watching some JoJo's. So this ain't gonna be saved to YouTube. So if you want to watch just some JoJo's real quick, you know, every I'll try to do it every Wednesday. Not just JoJo's, but anything, of course. But right now it's just gonna be JoJo's because I want to watch through part 6, and yeah, it's not gonna be saved on Twitch. It's not gonna be saved on YouTube. So if you want to watch it, come on in. I'll probably record it though, so eventually I might post it somewhere. But right now, the only place to watch is on my Twitch. So come stop by if you're interested. Anywho, this is a good stream. Take care, stay blessed, and I will catch you in the watch party.